Oi, pra quem não me conhece, eu sou o Dudu Azevedo, sou ator. E eu vim até aqui dizer que o IESB tem as melhores instalações e a melhor estrutura. Vocês não têm por que acreditar em mim, afinal de contas eu nem sou daqui. Mas pra provar que o IESB é bom de verdade, nós pegamos a opinião de pessoas que não mentem. Os escoteiros, por exemplo. Os escoteiros não mentem.
Primeira vez, né, que a gente visita. Então, a primeira impressão é a que fica. E eu acho que foi uma impressão muito boa.
A variedade de cursos muito interessante do IESB, que você não encontra em qualquer lugar.
Você encontra aquilo que está procurando, né? Na prática, na teoria.
Então venham todos para o IESB, porque é impressionante, vocês vão ficar satisfeitos com o que vão encontrar aqui.
I started the business about 7 years ago, and I was 20. I was just a freshman in college, and basically the first product, it was worm poo packaged in a used soda bottle. And it was the first product I've ever seen that was made entirely from garbage. Everything was garbage except the label of this product. And it had a great story. I mean, the first store to take it was Walmart, then Home Depot. These big stores started picking it up, and it became this really iconic product for TerraCycle, and everything else came from the same idea. How do you make a product from garbage? And that's how the whole business started. And it was, you know, a very, very small business at the beginning. And for 7 years, we've just kept doubling every year in size, and now we're quite large. TerraCycle operates in 5 countries: Canada, the US, Mexico, Brazil, and the UK and Holland, so 6 countries actually. Next year we'll do probably about 20 million in sales. So it's still small, but it's getting bigger. You know, every year it's twice as big as the year before. Basically, TerraCycle is a company that is trying to eliminate the entire idea of garbage. And what we do is we work with companies that have waste challenges. So, for example, like Mars, they have the candy wrapper, or Frito-Lay, the chip bag, or Capri Sun, the juice pouch. These packaging formats that are great, but there's no solution. You can't recycle them. So we become like recycling. The way it works is so anyone in America, today we have 7.8 million people here in America, and then also in the other countries we operate. So you can go to our website and sign up to become a collection site for a certain type of garbage. You can sign up your school, your church, your community group to become an area, maybe that, like you can sign up your school to collect pens, maybe. And you put a box out and everyone fills it up with that type of garbage. Then when you're done, you close the box, download free shipping from our website, and send it in. And when we receive it, this is the whole donation part, we typically donate 2 cents for every piece of garbage that you send us. And then you have to, as the leader of that account, allocate that money to any charity in the country where you're collecting, or any school. And people raise lots of money and send us millions and tens of millions of pieces of garbage every day. And it sounds sort of complicated, but we basically create solutions for garbage and make money from that solution. At the beginning, when we were growing the business, at the beginning it was, we have an idea for a product, and how do we make it from garbage? But now, because we're getting so much garbage and then the business is driven by garbage, it's more, here's some type of garbage, what do we make from it? So now it always starts with first garbage, then a solution.
Basically, the way that it usually works is that we'll set up the program to collect the waste, begin working on prototypes simultaneously. And then after that, once we have enough enough materials to actually create something, that's around the time when we determine which prototypes we're actually going to put into production. And then we combine those 2 teams and actually make something that's going to be commercially viable. Just a record of all of the things that we've developed over the past few months. So different things with bags, like I said, with tubes, Capri Sun, and drink pouches, cookie containers, all sorts of different food packaging over here, and just ground different ways, processed different ways, so we have all these different results as an extension of that.
We focus on products that cannot be recycled. Everything else, so that's what we focus on, that's what we look for solutions in, but what we found within the things that cannot be recycled is everything can easily have a solution to it. There's no such thing as garbage. Cell phone, we have a program for cell phones actually, where we collect them, and any complex electronics like your camera, these are more complex, it can be collected and refurbished and sold again, or taken apart and shredded, and then the plastics recycled, the metals recycled, everything, you know, melted down. I mean, you can tell me any type of garbage, and there's always a solution, always. We don't recycle everything because the challenge is not what to do with the garbage, but it's getting the garbage in a pure way. So as an example, I can do something with 1 million cell phones, but it's very hard to do something with 1 cell phone, right? Give me 1 million of anything, and it's very easy to create a solution to it. But if you give me 1 cell phone, 1 toothbrush, 1 tire, all in a pile, I can't make money there. And so the trick to garbage is collecting it before it gets mixed together in a garbage can. You know? Like imagine if I said, hey, here's a truckload of, I don't know, styrofoam, right? Couldn't you come up with some good solution? Because there's so much, right? Then it's easy. But you have to get a lot separated and pure. That's why we collect the way we do. Yeah, imagine, okay, so look at a store, you know, like a Walmart, right? Imagine if you went into a Walmart and took everything off the shelf and mixed it together and put it into a pile in the middle of the store. You'd have a landfill. They would throw it all out. It's all about separation. Information and collection system. But most importantly, it's a collection system. That's the biggest problem. But information is also a problem.
TerraCycle produces the world's first product where every component is garbage.
Everything from plastic bottles to cookie wrappers, even wine corks.
One company has made it their business to commandeer that garbage before it hits the landfill.
A Trenton company is selling waste, and it turns out lots of people are willing to pay for it.
It's a big win. It's good for the planet, good for the economy, and proving to be great for one guy who's made this his life's work.
Hi, my name is Tom Zaki. I'm with TerraCycle. We make products out of garbage.
Tom Zaki is the founder and CEO of TerraCycle.
We looked at what people were throwing out and built a product where every part of it was what people were throwing out.
This is the only product in the world that is made entirely of waste.
We're trying to prove at TerraCycle is that we can make products in the most eco-friendly way possible. You can take this material and you can flatten it together and put a little bit of heat and a little bit of pressure and make a fabric.
Well, recycling is important. You know, we do a lot of recycling as well, but upcycling is better because in upcycling, you don't destroy any part of the material. So upcycling, like here, this is just garbage. We just sewed these together. There's no melting or anything. But if we melted it, then we're saying the shape is not valuable. The shape is garbage. So upcycling says the shape and the material is valuable. Recycling says the shape is garbage and the material is valuable. And trash says both are garbage. Eco-capitalism it's many things, but it's basically, typically, you know, when you have business, it makes money and it hurts the environment. And the more money you make, the more negative for the environment. And then you have companies that are like, you know, foundations that they help the environment, but they lose money. And it does this. But eco-capitalism does it like this, where the more you help the environment, the more money you make. You know, for us, the more garbage we move, the more money we make. Everywhere we're located in inner cities. We've employed many people over the years, but we've also diverted probably about 2 billion pieces of garbage so far, and we're now going to do 2 billion all next year again, another 2 billion pieces of garbage. So we've moved a lot of garbage, and we've created a lot of awareness as well, I think, where we've taught a lot of people about garbage. I mean, we have almost 7.8 million people today collecting garbage for us every day, which means they're engaged in the entire thought process of how do you look at garbage. I think we are poised to become a very, very big company. Like, I hope in 5 to 10 years we're $1 billion company, and we are really doing something very substantial with garbage. Very, very substantial. Much bigger than where we are now.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Well, if you're going to the market to buy some juice, you gotta bring your own bags and you learn to reduce your waste. We gotta learn to reduce.